Hey Crestwood, hope you all are doing well today. Hope you haven't floated away in an ark with this crazy rain that we're having today. But I always give thanks for it because it's something that the earth needs to grow and thrive. And so thankful that it's rain and thankful that it's not snow because there's always a chance this time of year that that could be the case. But I give thanks to God you don't have to shovel rain. So hope you all are doing well today. It's my joy to be with you today to celebrate all of God's blessings and to bring this devotional for this Wednesday, December 14th today. Is that right? That's crazy. So this is the time of year when as a kid, I would start getting really excited, right? Because Christmas is just 11 days away and you only had a few days left of school. And do you remember when you were a kid, time seemed to go so slow. Every day was like a week long. Like, how is it only December 14th? Why can't Christmas hurry up and get here? I'm so excited. Well, as an adult, for me, theologically, that excitement about Christmas and the waiting for the joy of Christmas and the presents changes now to the waiting and the anticipation of the coming of the Christ child and the belief that Christ is going to be born again in this world and in my heart, and excited for what that means for me. And we talk a lot about that in church. We talk about how Advent's a time of anticipation and it's a time of expectant waiting and these sorts of things. And those are foreign terms in our world today because we don't have to wait for anything. I mean, think of how little we actually have to wait for in our world. That's why I'm kind of an Advent purist to say, no, we need to experience 4 weeks of waiting in order to celebrate the joy of Christmas. But here's the other thing about that waiting and anticipation. It's really important that we have something to anticipate, that we have something to hope for. Because if we're just kind of anticipating this generic Christmas in December 25th, then when it turns to December 26th, we're like, oh, okay, well, it's over. Time to put things away and move on. But if we are actively anticipating something, then the coming of Christ gives that something real life. So if we are actively anticipating, let's say, the possibility of a new job or a new relationship, then the coming of Christ is sort of the green flag to say, this is when our hope is realized, and we can actively pray to God and share with God that which we are anticipating. So as we think about this time of Advent, have you done that? Have you gone to God in prayer and say, God, this Advent, here's what I'm anticipating. It's not just the coming of Christ into this world, but it's that Christ will bring hope for this particular thing. It's okay to go to God and share what it is you are hoping for yourself, for your family, for the world. But we have to be tangible in how we express that which we are hoping for, the things that we are anticipating. Because if it's just this generic anticipation, then there's really no meaning to it. But if we can be specific and say, this year, I believe Christ is bringing this, hope for this, peace in this, joy for this, love for this. What is it that you're waiting for this Christmas? What is it that you hope the birth of Christ will mean for you this Christmas? What transformation are you awaiting? What new opportunity are you looking for? What are you hoping God is going to call you to do in this next year? The more concreteness, the more specificity we can give to what we're waiting for, I think the more that we can communicate to God and share that with God. Because if it's a generic waiting and we don't share it with God, then, you get what you asked for kind of thing, right? And the scripture tells us, ask, seek, knock, let God know what it is that you are anticipating. There is so much that we could be anticipating in this world. It could be something personal, like a new relationship or a positive change in our health. It could be for our community, to an end to the violence or something like that. It could be for our world. And for peace or for equality or an end to racism. What is it that you're anticipating? What is it that you hope the Christ child brings this year? Because if you hope for it, then you trust that God will answer those promises and be good on those promises. So I want to encourage you this coming week, as you think about the coming of Christmas, I want you to go to God in prayer, and I want you to share something specific that you are expectantly waiting for this Christmas. What is it you want Jesus to bring? Pray for that. Share that with God. And then live with the hope and the trust that God's promises are real. We have seen that over and over and over again. And I, for one, believe that God is going to fulfill those promises again with the coming of Christ this year. God bless you, Crestwood.